Hey guys! So, one day at Squidward's house, we see Squid trying to build a garden full of colorful flowers. His goal? To enter the best garden competition that's about to happen in Bikini Bottom. He's already daydreaming about winning, and how he'll get to take a vacation at the bottom of the ocean with a personal assistant guard watching over him. But instead of it being all peaceful and relaxing, suddenly his daydream gets interrupted by the appearance of Spongebob, who, as it turns out, is standing right next to him. Yep, Spongebob has just arrived right in front of his house. Squidward, who is already getting annoyed by the interruption, finds out that Spongebob is actually just there to admire the flower garden because it smells so nice. And the moment Squidward hears that, his mood does a complete 180. He gets all happy. Seeing how much Spongebob loves the flowers, Squidward immediately suggests that Spongebob should make his own garden. And just like that, Spongebob gets to work and then leaves Squidward's yard. Now Squidward briefly panics, thinking Spongebob might actually become his biggest rival, but he quickly pushes that thought aside and decides to take a nap instead. Gotta rest up and mentally prepare for that victory, guys. A few hours later, when Squidward wakes up, he's shocked to see that Spongebob's garden has already flourished with some absolutely gorgeous plants. Spongebob then asks Squidward for his opinion on the garden, and before he knows it, Squidward ends up complimenting the beauty of it, while slapping his own face out of fear that he's being hypnotized. Then, terrified of losing the competition, Squidward suddenly freaks out and tells Spongebob to leave him alone. Spongebob, still cheerful from the compliment, walks off happily. Meanwhile, Squidward starts feeling guilty while looking at his own garden with a mix of doubt and regret. Afraid of losing the competition, Squidward goes back to planting seeds with all his might. But when he looks over at Spongebob again, Spongebob is effortlessly making his plants grow lush and strong just by spraying water on them. And over on Squidward's side, he's busy assembling a wooden trellis using every last bit of his energy, but Spongebob just needs a spray bottle, guys. Then, when Squidward tries to shape a bush into a cool design, Spongebob does the same thing with ease. Just by giving the plant a little kiss, it instantly transforms. But when Squidward tries it himself, he gets a hard slap in the face instead. Frustrated and fed up, Squidward finally asks Spongebob, "How are you doing all this? You don't even have a green thumb." But Spongebob replies that his toes are green, and sure enough, the moment Spongebob touches his cheek with his foot, a plant instantly sprouts and grows beautifully. Then Spongebob just walks away like it's no big deal. Feeling bitter about how easy Spongebob has it, Squidward decides to pull out an old trick from his gardening book. After looking through it, he starts brutally destroying his gardening tools. Spongebob questions what he's doing, but Squidward doesn't care, as long as the tools are destroyed. Even though, those were actually Squidward's own tools that Spongebob had borrowed earlier. Realizing that plan backfired, Squidward heads to the shed and finds a sack of evil plant seeds that he plans to use on Spongebob's garden. He sneaks around first, making sure the coast is clear, then sprinkles the seeds into Spongebob's garden. The evil plants sprout quickly, complete with claws and barking sounds. But since the surrounding flowers have some kind of green flag effect, the evil plants suddenly turn good and bloom into super beautiful flowers instead. Now thinking he's found the best seeds ever, Squidward quickly plants them in his own garden. But the result is totally unexpected. As you can see, the other plants end up getting brutally beaten up by the new ones. Completely out of patience and out of options, Squidward decides to go all out. He plans to destroy Spongebob's garden using heavy artillery. He's going to launch a nuclear gas canister right underneath Spongebob's house. And lucky for him, this time it works. All the plants wither and die. But not satisfied with just that, Squidward turns the plane around for a second round. Before he can even complete the second pass, though, the dying flowers suddenly transform into even more beautiful plants than before, becoming the best garden in all of Bikini Bottom. Spongebob steps outside and is completely shocked, guys. Brutal. Meanwhile, Squidward can't figure out why this keeps happening. In his confusion, he accidentally tilts his plane, causing both him and the nuclear canister to fall right down into his own yard. And what happens next? All the plants he had carefully grown end up completely destroyed, including Squidward's face, which mutates into a bizarre shape from the toxic gas exposure. But it doesn't end there. Squidward comes up with yet another evil plan. This time, he reluctantly asks SpongeBob for help, speaking with difficulty because he was just exposed to nuclear gas, guys. SpongeBob, happy to help, quickly checks out the scene. Squidward keeps begging for assistance, so SpongeBob explains that to regrow the plants, all he has to do is love the seeds he plants, plus add a little bit of a secret magical formula. Squidward is still skeptical since the seeds seem to grow the same as before, but then he gives a dead flower a kiss, and suddenly it springs back to life, perfectly healthy. He keeps doing this to every single plant, over and over. Meanwhile, on the other side of town, the judges have been evaluating several gardens in Bikini Bottom, including Larry's house, where the three judges show up and Larry shows off his plant strength, even getting a thorn stuck in him. At Mr. Krabs' house, he only has one plant, a money tree, but the judges just take all the money off it and tell him to move along to the next location. Then, when they arrive at Plankton's place, all they see is a pile of chum turned into a flower garden, and Plankton, the owner, ends up becoming a victim of the chum's ferocity. Back at SpongeBob's place, he's still slowly helping the plants grow, when suddenly Squidward spots the judges approaching. He quickly grabs the formula spray and starts dousing everything, thinking his way will produce faster results. He doesn't care anymore and keeps spraying until even his own body gets covered in the formula, guys. Right on time, the judges arrive in front of SpongeBob's house and see the unparalleled beauty of the garden. SpongeBob feels proud, but surprise, SpongeBob wasn't even in the competition. He was just gardening for fun. The actual contestant is the house next door. The judges, eager to see more, rush over, and when they get there, Squidward's house is turned into a wild, dense jungle. Shocked by what they see, they suddenly hear a voice coming from behind the trees. It turns out Squidward has become a giant talking tree. Since this is clearly the best work according to the judges, they want to give an award to the garden's owner. SpongeBob is happy too, glad that Squidward won. But unfortunately, Squidward has literally merged with nature, so even with this victory, he can't do anything. He can't even enjoy his prize, a vacation ticket. Since Squidward can't move, the judges give the vacation ticket to his friend as his representative. Squidward is momentarily relieved, thinking SpongeBob will be gone on vacation, but bad luck strikes again. His peace doesn't last long because some annoying pests start showing up. And that's where the episode ends, guys.